Yo, what's up, everybody? Good evening, good evening. We are back this Tuesday with a special program for you guys. Tonight, we have the father of Scholar Alston, Mr. Steven Alston. We're going to talk about what it's like to be raising a 5-star athlete in the year of 2025. You know, it's a little different than it was back in the day. So we're going to discuss tonight about raising a star athlete and what it takes to get your child to the next level. You know, a lot of you guys want star athletes, but we're going to learn tonight what it takes to get there and the hard work and everything that goes behind the scenes to get your athlete to the next level. So if you're a parent out there with a child trying to get to the next level, I urge you to tune in. If you're busy, watch the playback, all right? So you guys know how I like to do, how I rocks. We got commercials to get this thing started, and then we'll jump into the interview at the commercials, all right?
Welcome to Shirt Action in Rockingham, North Carolina, where creativity meets fabric. Discover our custom printed wonders at www.shirtaction.com or call us at 910-997-2610. We're not just a store, we're your partners in design. Unleash your style with our monthly specials, the hottest deals in town. Local or miles away, Shirt Action delivers personalized perfection. Dive into our vibrant world where ideas come to life on fabric. Join the revolution, dial in, or click your way to www.shirtaction.com now and let Shirt Action transform your wardrobe with your custom order today.
All right. All of my Raider fans, tonight is your last night to get your pre-orders in for your Raider jerseys. All right. All jerseys are available on shirtaction.com. If you order tonight, they'll be back before the first game, Lord willing. All right. Order tonight, and we'll do another one eventually, but right now we're getting them in before the first game. So tonight, the last night to order. All right. Get on there. So with no further ado, let me introduce tonight's guest on the Ball Guys Know It All podcast. My good homeboy, I had a good breaking time doing shows, and he said, Carter, what are you doing, man? Bring the Ball Guy Know It All podcast back. So thanks for encouraging me to bring the podcast back. I appreciate it because I can get a little stagnant every now and then. But if you guys don't know him, he goes by the name of Steve Alston. Not Steve Alston, the wrestler, but Steven Alston, the father of Scholar Alston. I'll get my claps together. Big Steve, talk to me.
Carter, what's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
Good.
First of all, thanks for coming on the show tonight, man. I definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man. I'm glad you got the show back up and going, giving the folks what they've been looking for, man. We've been wanting to hear all that football talk out of you.
Well, listen. As you can see, what the man got on his chest tonight, fella. He is a big supporter because his son plays there. Tell me about yourself and your son, if no one knows who you are.
So my son, Scholar Alston, he plays linebacker for Cardinal Gibbons High School. He's a rising sophomore this year. Yeah, man. I was looking forward to him getting some Richmond action last year, but he was out with the injury. Came back on back half of the season and did some numbers and made a deep playoff run, man. So, but yeah, man, that's it in a nutshell, brother. Go ahead.
As long as we ain't playing, y'all, I'm rooting for you.
Hey, hopefully we'll run into you in the playoffs, man. You know, all roads run through 90210.
I told Steve, I was at the game last year and I turned that corner. I said, hold on now. These people's in floral pants and shirts. And it's like, I'm in a
sweater vest. The sweater vest. The sweater vest, man.
Somewhere, man. It smelled like money.
Man.
But get this thing started, man. I want to get these parents an idea of what it's like to have a star athlete child, because a lot of people want to get a kid to the next level and don't realize the work it takes into getting their kids there. So, tell me first, how many kids do you have, and are you married?
I have 3 kids and I'm married. I have a daughter. She's 12. She plays softball, and I have a younger son that's 8. I tried to get him in football. He said, "Man, they do way too much hollering. It's too hot to wear a helmet and shoulder pads. Give me a basketball." And
Gotcha.
so, so yeah, we're gonna try to split the thing up. Man. So hopefully, next few years I'll be able to sit inside a gym with the AC. Ain't got to worry about sitting in the rain and the sun no more of these football games. So,
Cool, cool. All right. So, where are you guys originally from?
Sanford, yeah, Lee County, baby. Yeah, born and raised. So yeah, and Skylar came through early. Played youth ball for the Lee County Panthers. Slowly transitioned out. We wanted to get some of the AYF life and see what that's about. So took him up. He went up and played with the Winston-Salem Indians for a little bit. Got some reps up there and finished his career off, youth career off with Carter and them Shark guys. Him, Priest, and then Mont from over at Pinecrest. So we finished it off there, and
But listen,
walked into high school, man.
you're going a little ahead. Let's backtrack. All right. So,
Okay.
um, for people that don't know, Scholar is a heck of an athlete. I always say he's the best youth player I've ever seen, and I've seen a whole lot of players in my time being around. He joined the Sharks, I think, last spring, and the first game was like he playing at a whole different speed and aggression than everyone else. So it was my first time seeing it. But when did you realize that your child was a elite talent?
I think back in 8U going up to 10U, man, because we never really coming up, we never played age-based ball. So we never went 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I always loved to push all my kids, even the kids I coach, to face the adversity, to see something different. And so that was something that we pushed on early. And then from that eighth going up to that 8U going up to 10U, I seen him go out and play and fit in with a lot of those guys and actually hold his own and be a dominant force with kids that was already 11 years old. So it was just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We might be working with something. You know, he's always been aggressive. He always been aggressive to come downhill type player. Uh, I signed him up for basketball. True story, man. I signed him up for basketball at 6U. Obviously, I'm a huge basketball player. I love basketball. Signed him up for basketball at 6U. Dude had 4 fouls at halftime. I said, hey, son, this ain't for you. This right here ain't for you. So we switched the game up. And, you know, he hit the ground running with football and ain't looked back, man.
So he's mainly played football since then, or any other basketball, baseball, anything? Just football.
Yeah, he played basketball for a while. He still currently play basketball. I think basketball is pretty much his break away from football. You know, he said, "Man, I go out there, there's no pressure. I go have fun, relax. You know, this is my vacation period is to go play basketball." So he definitely played multiple sports. Basketball, in the 8th grade year, he was one of the top scorers in the nation. You know, basketball comes easy to him, but at the same time, it don't drive his passion, man. He don't take it seriously. He plays it 3 months, 3 to 4 months out of a year, if that, and then it's hey, right back in the lab. So
Hold on, Steve. You froze, so I'm gonna break you down and bring you back up. Still there, Steve?
yeah, I'm there. I see.
Yeah, your video ain't on some reason.
Hold on, let
I can hear
me.
you well though.
I just restarted the camera.
Okay.
Let's see.
You sound very clear. Just I can't see you. All right, guys, we're gonna let Steve get back together. Take a small break. All right. I'm gonna run a little ad while we're taking this break. We'll be right back. All right, guys.
Welcome to Shirt Action Rockingham, North Carolina, where creativity meets fabric. Discover our custom printed wonders at www.shirtaction.com or call us at 910-997-2610. We're not just a store.
All right, Steve, we're back now. We good. We
Yeah,
good.
I'm good to go. Yeah, we
All
working
right.
now.
So tell me, how do you balance being a supportive dad versus being a coach and a critic?
Uh, First and foremost, man, especially at this level when he's at the high school, I'm more of dad first. He comes off the field, he's frustrated, something ain't going right in the recruiting process. We're gonna analyze stuff, we're gonna break it down, we're gonna talk through things, and then at the end of the day, we're gonna go back to the film and then we're gonna break it down. And it's coach mode. Then I'm one of his. The thing about it, to help break up the complacency. I'm a realist at the end of the day. The world ain't gonna be nice to my son. I'm raising a man at the end of the day. So it's tough love. It's the truth. And if he's ever looking for the truth, I'm the one that's gonna give it to him. Break it down raw and uncut and ugly. And that's just the relationship that we had. Ever since I started coaching him at 5, 6 years old, it's always been that way. There's no sugar cut, there's no sugar coating it, no cutting it, no other way. I mean, it's just straight. And I mean, and it's good. It's a good relationship that him and I got. I remember he stopped riding home in the car with me at 9 years old.
Oh,
Me and my wife had to drive separate the whole game. He'll jump in the car with mama, and then I had to call. I give him about 5, 10 minutes to detune. Then I call him, hey, put me on Uconnect, put me on Bluetooth. I gotta talk to him. And so yeah, that's his therapy method, man. He gets his 5 or 10 minutes away from it, then we're right in action, man. So
okay,
and that's
so
the thing. I try to prepare him for ain't nobody gonna be hard on you tonight. I mean, point blank period. I mean, and that's just life,
yeah.
So
And where do you get that type of parenting from?
man, my father, boy, he was a straight drill instructor to me, man. So, I had a great foundation. He poured a lot into me. A lot of things that I'm doing now for my son, he actually invested into me and did for me coming up. So, I was actually blessed to have him there, have had a man to look up to and pretty much show me the ropes and
Yeah,
stuff in the
definitely blessed because it ain't promised to you these days, boy. I tell you. So can you explain to me the
pace, man.
benefits you guys have reaped from playing youth travel ball? Do you think that has influenced the play he is today, or you think it didn't help at all? Talk to
Uh,
me.
Definitely, man. It definitely influenced a lot. I think the level of competition and adversity that he faced early on prepared him for everything. Like right now, I mean, there's no target bigger than what he's carrying on his back and his shoulders right now. And so it's just like youth ball coming in, like the route that we took. Like we went through AAU, and then AAU early on was super competitive, and then it
Early
slowly
on,
started to trend off. Yeah, then it slowly started to trend off, and then when it started to trend off, it was just like, all right, you're dominating way too easy. Like you're getting off with this, you're getting off with you're dominating off of bad habits. So let's search for that challenge. And so that's when we reached out and took the ride up north, man. When you go to that PCYFL up in that 336 area, bro, it turns boys to men real quick.
that
It's real.
12 or 13 U that year. What year was that for him?
He went 13U. He made his first journey up. He went 11U with the South Fork Panthers, and
Okay.
then took a break, came back. We did 12U in Lee County, and then we jumped right back up. We jumped right back up to 13U and went right back to Winston-Salem, man. Went to go chase the smoke.
Yes, it's a war zone on that motherfucker.
It's a war zone. And so like now when you transition that over to like high school, where it's like more control, more relaxed, more laid back. The game is just so easy now. It's just like a lot of things he's seeing it a whole lot faster because like we've been doing that type of work. You know what I mean? So it's a little different now.
And then I tell folks all the time, all these star athletes in high school, we just see them their whole career, So if the kids are playing against them their whole career, they ain't in shock or they ain't scared of them. And, because football is mental too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
if you ain't scared of the guy because the way because you heard about this, heard about that, uh, it's going to benefit you in the long run, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And then that's very true, man. So the parents, like you want to be the best, man. You got to get them babies out, let them face adversity early. All days ain't gonna be peaches and cream, man. Some of them days is gonna be some of them days gonna be brutal. You know what I'm saying? There's,
Hey,
there's plenty of days we rode back down that road and he beat up and busted up and we working through it, man. So I mean it pays off in the long run.
right there. Tell me about the sacrifices you have to make as a family to support a child that's on this journey that Skylar is. Like, what do you guys sacrifice to make it to the point you are right now?
Man, honestly, uh, youth ball just barely scratches the surface. First and foremost, man, for single parents that's doing it, my hat's off to you because it's a tag team effort. You know, my wife and I we split a lot of duties. So like she handles a lot of the academics to make sure he's on the right path, to make sure the GPA is right, the core GPA is right, to make sure he's academically eligible for everything and preparing everything for early graduation. And then on the flip side, she's over all of his nutrition. She does the meal prep. She does all the supplement shakes and everything, and she's over the recovery aspect. So she scheduled his recovery appointments and stuff. So and then and she stays on top of him. She helped monitor his social media. You know, that's big right now in the age and stuff that we're in now. Social media plays a really big key. And then my side, where I step in at field training, position training, networking, dealing with the colleges, talking to the coaches, handling traveling, doing all that aspect, it falls back on me. So if you take and add all those functions together for a single parent or a single person, man, it's a lot, man. So I'll be the first to say I'm truly blessed to have help on the backside of it. You know, just tag teaming it along the way has been really, really good. And not to mention, man, like a lot of support that we got from trainers, from coaches that we've met along the way, from people that just that overall village, man. The networking of villages is awesome, man. You don't know everything. So don't be afraid to reach out and put your arm on somebody and say, hey, bro, I need help. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, man, how do we do this? Or what you think about this school? Or you had an athlete that committed to this school. What changed his mind? Why? What did they do? Are they showing me smoke and mirrors? And he's seeing the real behind the scenes. So it's so much, man, that goes into it. And like I say, man, it's a true village. And then the travel, Lord, don't get me on the travel aspect of it, man. The
So,
travel aspect is
I'm gonna cut you off. You said you guys are from Sanford. So, what made you choose Cardinal Gibbons as the school that you wanted your son to play for? Because I'm sure you had options. What was it about Cardinal
yeah.
Gibbons?
Honestly, man, the coaching staff at Gibbons, man, and the way they're structured, you know, we've been watching Gibbons for like 3 or 4 years now. Skylar had a trainer that started working with him at 8 years old that was a coach at Gibbons. And so we came to the school, watch the system, learn the system, see how they operate. And it's just like, hey, you know, if you want to be prepared to go to that next level and hit that next level running, this is the school that's going to prepare us for it. And honestly, man, and it has proven to be true. You know, we've made multiple D1 college, P4 college visits, and a lot of those schools are the first thing they do, they bring them in, sit them down, pull up the film, they jump on the note on the board, the whiteboard. What do you see? Break this down. How do y'all prepare? How do you adjust? And when he can get in and talk that lingo and do the stuff that they're coaching and teaching, it's an awesome edge, man. And you know, I've had multiple schools that pretty much say, hey, whoever's coaching them, the schools that he's at, they're doing a wonderful job preparing him, man. So
Great. So, you mentioned earlier about social media. Go into that a little more depth for these parents that's trying to get to the next level about social media, the thing that they need to be posting and not posting.
yep. So man, so I had the coach here, he was like, he did a seminar. He told the parents, he was like, one thing coaches now aren't just recruiting your child, they're recruiting you. And that was at first I was like, man, ain't no way. And then so I'm looking through my Facebook at people who's done visit my page and looked at my page, and I'm seeing college coaches that we don't went and visited popping up. And I'm like, whoa, you know. So believe me when I tell you this. The crazy posts from parents, like the bashing of coaches of parents on social media and things of that sort, man, that's not a good look. So always try to stay positive, remain positive. You know, those type of conversations need to be had behind closed doors and not out there. Make sure your kids are posting stuff that's appropriate. I mean, this is at the end of the day, college is slowly transitioning over to a business. So you got to think as an employer, you want to employ somebody standing there with gang signs and guns and rap cussing and this, that, and the third. I mean, it's all a constant daggone interview. They're looking at you the whole time, the whole way through. So make sure not just the kids, but the parents also. I mean, it's a package deal. They don't want a parent that's done threw his coach under the bus just because their son didn't get 5 tackles or 10 tackles that night, or they didn't get the handoff that they want. So I mean, I mean, you you got to handle things like it's a business right now.
Got you. Okay. So tell me, if you guys don't know, name me some of the schools that has already offered a scholarship just off his freshman year.
Maryland, Alabama, Florida State, Wisconsin, Auburn, Ohio State, Georgia Tech,
Penn
uh,
State,
Penn State. Yeah, man, it's quite a
Indiana,
bit, man. It's
Wisconsin.
Indiana. Yeah, man, it's a blessing, man. SMU. So yeah, it's a blessing, man. It's surreal, man. It just feels like all the hard work, all the dedication and stuff that we put in throughout the whole process. Now it's slowly starting to come into play. You know, it's we still got 2 years to go. So I mean, we still got work to do. So we still have to stay the course and keep grinding and keep pushing away at it. You can't get complacent when you get it. And that's one thing I think that really helps him is the fact of he don't get complacent. He told me a few weeks ago, he was like, man, he said, chip on my shoulder's even bigger now because one, I got to prove those schools right, and I got to prove everybody else around me right. You know, I can't take off plays. I can't have bad film. I can't be on nobody highlight. So that chip is there, man. There's no complacency, man. It's just he's right now. I think he's even hungrier because now he just want to grow bigger.
Got you,
So
got you. Let's talk about exposure. Because it's kind of I want to know, how does colleges find these athletes? Because it's got were you guys at camps, or like how did they find you?
I think Skylar really got on board back in the day. Now all camps ain't good camps. I'm gonna tell you that now. But the Under Armour camp is a great circuit, a great opportunity, and something great to get into. We went down to Atlanta. We actually started at Southern Exposure. Coach Glenn ran an awesome camp at Southern Exposure. Went to Southern Exposure down in Atlanta, and all the way back to youth ball. Man, we chasing smoke. So they said Atlanta has the heat. Atlanta where the dogs is at. So we wanted to go. So he went down, had a great showing, won MVP, came back home a couple weeks later, got an Under Armour invite, went down to Under Armour, won MVP. So once he won that Under Armour MVP, then all of a sudden we looks up, the Twitters are starting to blow up. You know, people
That's
are starting to get a coach.
this year, ain't it?
No, that was his eighth grade year. He was eighth grade
Okay.
UA camp MVP in Atlanta. And we did go back to the Under Armour camp this year. It was great competition. He came up a little short on MVP, but we definitely plan on coming back next year and trying to get it. But so yeah, and then Twitter just started blowing up, man. Coaches just started jumping in the inboxes, and it slowly started growing. We did an event with Rising Stars that took us up to Maryland and gave us opportunity to tour Maryland campus and to meet the coaches. So we met those coaches, you know, they jumped on board. They was feeling it, you know, everything. I think just the opportunity, you just can't be afraid to take that chance and take that travel, you know, because right now, day and age, it ain't the Bear Bryant days where coach is going to come to your house and knock on your door and say, Mr. Carter, let's go eat some pot roast. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now it's just like at the click of their finger, they got 400 kids just as good as you. What's going to
Mhm.
separate you? What's going to separate you is the networks, the connections, the relationships, and the things that you build with those coaches when you get the opportunity to get in front of them. And so that's one of the main things, man. Coaching your kids on how to present themselves, how to deliver themselves, how to have conversations, how to talk, and how to step out their element and build those networks and those connections with those coaches. Because I mean, let's face it, man. There's dogs everywhere, man. I mean, there's
Yeah.
kids working, and even today, there's so much more kids that are training compared to when I came through. You came through. Like we played backyard football, and that was training.
Training.
But right now, but right now, I see kids 7, 8 years old working with quarterback coaches. So
Yeah.
imagine at 15, 16, 17, how good all those kids going to be. And there's only a certain amount of offers out there. So what's going to separate you? What's going to be that deciding factor? And that's where you have to go that extra mile. That's where you have to get in front of those coaches. That's where you have to build those relationships.
Yeah, for sure. Like parents, it's an investment. It's an investment. You invest into that child's education by investing into that sport. And
Yep.
now, these days, you can't wait till they're 15 to put them in a sport. By then, they're 10 years behind the guy that's already there. They've been training with a
Yep.
trainer since he was 8 years old. I mean, it's what it is. It takes time, energy, sacrifice, and a little bit of money. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah.
Um, Recruiting. I know back in the days, recruits had like stacks of envelopes and mail and everything. How does it look these days? Is it emails, inboxes, or mail? Still mail these days?
It's a little bit of everything, man. So they mail a little bit. The main source of communication, like I say, social media, directly through your coaches at school, through your cell phones, through parents. I mean, it's just it's a little bit of mail, but not as much as it used to be. Like when we were coming through, you go to your locker, you have a stack of letters in there, everybody surrounded around you, popping them open and looking at them. It's done changed a lot, man. They've got multiple ways they reach out and come through now, but it's a little different now. I think like one of the biggest, I want to touch base on one of the biggest issues that I see is parents putting so much emphasis on the coaches. And this day and time with social media and camps that you don't need your high school coach to say, "Hey, John, you can go to camp at Wingate this weekend." You don't need that. Your parent can look it up, take you straight there, and start networking on their own. You got to realize, man, that high school coach is responsible for over 150 kids, and if he see you working, then he'll start working. But at the same time, you get a lot of coaches that put their head and neck out there for kids who parents that don't follow up on the back end. And I've seen it way too many times, man. And so like right now, it's just like you just got to show that initiative. You got to show, hey, I'm willing to go the extra mile to help my child get the way he wants to go. And so and this day and time, the ball's really in your court as a parent. As a parent, you can easily pick these camps. As a parent, you run the social media, you see the coach's name, reach out to him.
Yeah. Um, I know one weekend I had called you. You said, Carter, I'm on the road. We headed to Georgia. We headed to Florida State. We headed to Auburn. All the one weekend, driving, making no trips. So
Yeah,
tell us
man.
about those road trips, man. Going to these schools on the weekends, man.
Man, a lot of parents complain about AAU. Lord have mercy. Them days was easy compared to right now. Right now, man. So we went one weekend. We left North Carolina and the whole family went. So we decided to drive and not fly. So we went from North Carolina to Notre Dame. Went to Notre Dame camp that morning, left Notre Dame, drove to Wisconsin, stayed in Wisconsin a day, went and did an unofficial, left there, came back to Ohio State and stayed at Ohio State for a day, did an unofficial and a camp, and then left Ohio State to come all the way back home.
One weekend.
And and then the following weekend, because you only get live periods in a certain time frame. So you got to maximize the opportunity and reach as many as you can during that live period. So we came back and left and went to Auburn, left Auburn, went to Florida, left Florida, ended up at Florida State to come back home.
And pretty much got offers from all of them.
Yeah, it was a blessing, man. Yeah, it was truly a blessing, man. So like the ones we hit, we're fortunate enough to actually gain an offer there. So yeah, it was pretty cool,
So,
bro.
so, so when you get there to these campuses, what y'all do?
You meet with the staff, you meet with your position coaches. They show you what life is like on the campus. They take you around the campus. You go in, you definitely talk football. You go through, like I say, they do the whiteboard session with you. watch a little bit of film. Some of them want you to work out, so you go do your individual private workout. They do testing and all that stuff on you, take your measurements and all that good stuff. Yeah, and that's about it, man.
Oh,
We wrap it
also,
up.
parents. You said earlier, be realistic with the child. Be
Yeah,
realistic. If your
yeah,
kid's
man.
5'4", he's not playing quarterback. And more
Yeah,
likely, he ain't going nowhere at 5'4". In
yeah,
football or basketball. Baseball, maybe. 5'4", your kid's size. The NFL and definitely college has measurements that they're looking for. There's always an anomaly that makes it, but the standard they're looking for, if your child meet that standard, more than likely he ain't going to no top
yeah.
school like that.
And it's
If that's
crazy because that's the first thing. That's the first thing they do when you get there. They take you to the weight room and they put you on that board. They want to see how tall you are, what your wingspan is, how much you weigh, how big is your hand. So
yeah.
that's one of the first things they always do whenever you get there, man. They want to check all those measurements off, man. And not saying being undersized, you're totally out, but I mean just being realistic. You look at those measurements and you look at those charts and pretty much see where you fit in at, and and you just build off of that.
Right. Also, I know Skylar plays 7-on-7 in the spring with it's quality
Yeah, QCA.
UCA. Tell us about 7-on-7 in the spring for Tyler. Skylar.
707 pretty good, man. We had opportunity to go around playing some big tournaments, and had some pretty good success. Now we went down to Tampa and won the battle tournament down there. He went down and he played 15 and 18 youth. 'Cause, I mean, he was a little bit on the younger side, so he played with both teams and got some great reps, man. They surrounded him with great coaching, man. Great trainers, and this it's like I say, that resources, man, the networking, man. They're awesome group of guys, man. So 707, contrary to what a lot of people say, because I know it's a big back and forth about 707. 707 does help. It does prepare. Because when you go to those camps, it ain't no pads. It ain't no
It's
line. It's 707. And so whenever you there, it's just like you gotta, I mean, 707 prepares you for that, in other words. So
I ain't seen this many 7-on-7 games this summer in my life. Every college has a 7-on-7 tournament. Every school
yeah.
was them. I said, listen, if it don't matter, why everybody doing it?
So and that's what's crazy, man, is because daggone NC State offered him at the 7-on-7 tournament. Off of what they seen on 7-on-7. NC State offered him there.
Gotcha. It's all in
So
the back, peeking in. Just leave the practice.
yeah, just getting out of practice, man. Ain't going in the chain. But yeah. So yeah, 7-on-7 parents, don't believe the hype. If you got a skill player, get those reps. Body movement, hip movement, learning concepts, learning defensive concepts, learning your drops, learning what cover three, learning all your coverages. It pays off. Trust me, it does.
Let's speak on pressure. It has to be a tremendous amount of pressure for Scholar at this point. How do you help him deal with the pressure, and how does he deal with the pressure?
At the end of the day, man, I always remind them, bro. It's football. At the end of the day, it's football. Just go play, have fun. These next 3 years will fly by. It's gonna be pressure every Friday night and every Saturday morning. Friday night, the pressure gonna come game day. Saturday morning, it's gonna come from film study. Film study, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna see where you messed up at. We're gonna see what you did good at. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you go right back into work Monday, and we build for the next Friday. And just keep that, just keep embedding that in him. At the end of the day, you still got to realize, man, he's still a kid. It's still a game. You know what I'm saying? Just leave it a game. The day that it become a business, that's later on down the line. But right now, it's a game. You got me, your mama in your corner. We handle the business aspect of everything, but you just play. You go out there and make plays.
Gotcha.
So,
So, can the recruiting process sometimes be overwhelming?
man, yes. So it's crazy, man. We end up getting double booked by accident. And so we leaving one school, changing out, putting on another school gear to get there. So yeah, man, it can definitely get overwhelming at times, man. It can definitely get overwhelming. Then I've got two other kids to juggle that's in sports too. So and then you get coaches that's hitting you up last minute. It's like, hey, I want you here. Can you get here? I need to see you. Can you come work out for us? And it's just like you don't want to leave that door unturned because if you leaving that door unturned, but there's over 30,000 other kids that want to open that door.
Hmm.
So as a parent, I'm like, we gotta go. We gotta find a way. We gotta go. So
So
I
so
mean,
so with the NILs being the new wave and a new thing of the future, I for the now and the future, does that play impact in recruiting also? Like are they offering deals or numbers, or you guys ain't got that far yet?
uh a little dibble, but not in stone yet. There's a lot of stuff still going on in that aspect right now. They got the new collective agreement, and now they're
It's
looking
been
at
2 years. I mean, you're right.
yeah, yeah. And then they've got that. So they got a new collective agreement that they're trying to figure out and get all the stipulations on themselves. And then you got the private sector NIL, which has to go through a separate board to get approved before you can even get it. So Carter's Landscaping can't pay 1 million for a kid to go play at Carolina whenever Carter Landscaping brought in 250,000 last year. So, and that's some of the stuff that was being done early on in the NIL process that now college sports are
Yeah,
starting to get on. And so now if Carter Landscaping want to pay that 1 mil, it got to go through a whole separate board where they dig all into your finances and everything to make
you
sure
got to
that
show
one
that
mil
the
is
money coming
legit.
from you,
So yeah, yeah.
not
And
somebody
so and
behind
so
you. Put
yeah,
together.
so that's some of the stuff that just passed this year that they're working into and trying to get into. But like with him personally, I can honestly say I don't think money and NIL really push him as much as relationships. I mean, my son's a big introvert, man. So off the field, you know for yourself, Carter, off the field, you can't get a word out of him. On the field, he don't stop talking. So he's the type he's big on relationships. So I don't think that NIL portion will really move him as much as it would me. You know what I'm saying?
If
So,
it were you,
if it was me, it was a little different. But him, I mean, that's his nature. I mean, that's how he is, man. I mean, even all the way down to the high school stuff. Like we've been promised stuff from different schools and stuff, and it's just like, man, I don't want to go. Nah, I don't want to do that. And I was like, all right, cool deal. So I mean, it's just I just don't think that that's enough to really persuade him or move him. He's not. His mentality is a little bit different than mine in that aspect.
I got you. So if you could give some advice to a parent of like a 10-year-old player in any sport who's a little more advanced, what would you give them advice to get to the point that you guys are now?
At 10,
Please fasten passenger seatbelt.
start working with your trainer. You got to start working with your trainer. Because at the end of the day, a lot of, especially football, at the end of the day, that's what's going to separate you from others. Find you a good trainer and the opportunity of networking, man. Networking is huge. Uh, just having that village and that support system, and keep grinding and keep working, man. Don't run away from no smoke. Always put your child in adversity situations. I'm telling you, man. I think that's the biggest thing that really kind of helped Skylar out a lot was just all the adversity that he faced early on and all the way throughout his youth career. It's just like, man, it's us versus them at the end of the day. No matter if it's on the field, off the field, that's just his mentality. It's always me versus everybody else. So.
So, what is your proudest moment um, as a father right now? Not just sports or in general. Right now, what's your proudest moment with Skylar right now?
Uh man, uh probably his first Division 1 offer, man, because it brought everything into light. Whenever he got it, you know, he called me in tears, like, hey, we own. That's the
Yo,
first thing he
go
said.
time,
We
baby.
own, but that's what he said. We own. He was like, it felt good just to get it off. It was like, now it's time to go to work. He was like, I got a lot of stuff I need to work on, a lot of stuff I need to do. And he started working on them things. Then all of a sudden the phone just started going. It's just like, God knows. I mean, I remember like one time, I think he had like 2 or 3 in one day, and I was like, oh, okay. So it's just like, and the thing is, you just can't never get complacent. You just got to keep pushing, man. Just got to keep pushing. So
Well,
yeah,
listen, man.
that was I think that was the biggest moment for me, man. It was a sigh of relief.
Gotcha. Well, listen, man. Thank you for coming on, man. Giving some good advice to these parents, man. You know, I appreciate you, my dog. Shout out to Skylar. You know, we all watching and rooting for you guys. As long as you ain't playing us. So, but you guys get home safely, man. And until next time, man, I'll see you, baby.
I appreciate you, brother, and I'll make sure I set up a time for him to get on with you, man. Practice. I didn't realize it was gonna be a late one this week, so
It's cool.
we got to.
I think parents need to hear the background story before they get the front story. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, definitely, Carter. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Keep everything going, and hey, man, y'all ready to magic? Sound like it's coming back to life down there.
Hey,
It just don't travel to Raleigh well.
we back. We back.
Hey, man, I'm telling you now. On another note, you got an awesome coach down there, boy. Hey, we was at NC State, and I watched him. He didn't know me from a can of paint, man. So I stood back and I'm just watching. I think he had like 1 or 2 kids with him. And then I seen this joker pull out a tablet and call one of the coaches over there and say, "Hey, well, look, I got this kid right here. He goes down here. He do this, that. He this size. He this man." So for him to be doing that and nobody looking, that guy really cares, man. He's trying to bring that program back. So stick with him, Carter. You got a diamond in the rough down there, boy. You got a gold mine with him now.
I'm one of the biggest supporters. One of the biggest.
I got you, man. I got you. But yeah, man, it's good talking to you, Carter.
Be blessed, man. Have a good night. Get home safely, man.
All right, brother.
Hold it down. Well, there you have it, guys. Steven Alston, father of Skylar Alston, giving you guys a rundown what it's like to have a star athlete in 2025. All right. So parents, if you didn't watch it, watch this thing again and learn about social media and what you post online, because recruiters are watching your child's page and your page. All right. They're recruiting you also when they're recruiting your child. All right. And training. The man said that training helped his kid out a whole lot. So it takes money, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes sacrifice to get a child to the next level. All right. So if you ain't willing to do that, sit down and be quiet. All right, guys, don't forget the last night to pre-order the Raider jerseys. Also has the Pinecrest jerseys on pre-order until the 18th. All right. They're all on shirtaction.com. All right. I'll see you guys next week. We'll find me a nice interview next week. But you guys be blessed. Have a great evening. I'm out.